Good evening, beautiful spirit. Abel Om here with Abel Spirit to me, and I am Abel. Pranayamatma, Soham Hansaha Swaha, which means I am a breathing spirit, a spark or child of God just like you. And Pranayamatma means a self or a soul that controls life force. Soham Hansaha Swaha, that I am that, I surrender. Welcome back to the channel. I really do appreciate my new subscribers, and of course those of you who are in it with me for the long journey. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm glad that they bring some value to your spiritual journey. Now today I'm going to introduce a few important things that have happened recently, and because of this I actually have 3 videos. This is one of 3, and I want to talk about a video I did a little while back. It was basically titled the first thing that everyone should do in their journey, and I'll put a link to that video in this description. And it was talking about facing your fears, facing your limiting belief system, and Ho'oponopono, which is getting rid of these blockages or energetic ties to other beings. So once you get past that, once you actually do the practice, and you raise the, I don't know how to say it best, there's a lot of ways to say it, but you level up, you raise the energy, the kundalini in the sushumna from the lower chakras, which are fear-based and self-loathing and emotional-based. Basically, you bring the energy up past your survival instincts, and you get to your heart chakra. And when the energy is in your heart chakra, you think about things much different than you used to. You don't really care about prestige. You're not really afraid of too much. You don't fear losing things. You don't fear losing title or wealth or much of anything, really, which is a great and wonderful liberating experience. That is kind of like the first step after you get over the beginning survival mode. Now, I found myself in that step for quite a long time, and I was looking for practices to come beyond that. And those practices I'm going to put in another video. This video is about something else. When you're on this journey, you find synchronicities, things that speak to you in a way that you find are important, but you don't know why. So I was watching random YouTube shows, and I talk a lot about breathing into the heart chakra. The goal is to get through these energetic ties or knots, these granthis that are in sushumna. And they're difficult to untie. That's what the word granthi means, is a difficult to untie knot. So it means there's multiple levels to it, and you have to overcome them in a certain way so that you don't make the knot worse, right? Anyone who's tried to untie a knot, you have to know where to pull at the right time and the right way in order for it to work. So the knot in the heart chakra, I've heard different people talk about this in different ways, but typically it's described as the vişņu knot. And we'll talk about vişņu later. It's just another name for a deity, and depending on what you believe, I'm not going to bias you. So anyway, the knot in the heart chakra makes you stuck in that place until you address certain things that are distorting your energy, modifying your energy. And again, mind modifications are called chitta. So you have to address the specific chitta so that you can untie this knot and energy can flow up sushumna to your higher chakras. So I've talked about some of the things that I wanted to address first. Now let's talk about something that I think that you should do. If you are stuck in the heart chakra like I was, and again, this is after you address your fears, this is after you address energetic ties to others and hate and all this other stuff that the Ho'oponopono will address, and after you get to the point where your self-talk, your affirmations make you the person that you want to be, and you're still wondering what's the next step, this is what you do, okay? You have to start talking to the ego, yourself, not your soul, but the personality that is in this body. See, this body is, I don't want to give my actual real name, but this is, I made up the fake name Rector Arendelle a long time ago. And we'll just say this body is Rector, okay? Now, when I hear this voice talking in my head, I think of this voice as a little child, but sometimes I still judge this child. Sometimes I get mad at what the child says, and that is the wrong way to look at it. You have to accept yourself before anything else will improve as far as the heart chakra goes. So the reason you have to accept yourself and love yourself is because anytime anyone else judges you, you get mad at them, but actually you're really seeing a reflection of your own emphasis on yourself. It wouldn't upset you if you didn't somewhat believe it already. If someone were to tell me that I was something that's completely different than reality, my beliefs, it wouldn't affect me. But if someone told me something that I believed, then you're touching on the ego. So you have to accept and love yourself for who you are right now. And you have to understand that the ego, this body, is an intentional experience in order to teach you the lessons that you were brought here to learn specifically. So it's really a wonderful thing, prakriti, which is material nature, Maya, if you will. So I have an affirmation here that I want to share with you. And you might not be ready for it, but you're listening to this video, so somewhere deep inside, this is going to help you, okay? So I want you to first think aloud, say aloud, if you will, I deserve love. Now, if you can't say it out loud, say it in your mind. But when you first start saying this, what's going to happen is it's going to bring these deep-seated emotions inside you that make you feel like you're unworthy of love. And it's going to also make you think of memories that reminded you of that. Reasons that you shut down emotionally in the past, that you felt rejected. Might have been a girlfriend or a boyfriend, might have been a parent. Most likely it was a parent, because they definitely make you feel like that sometimes. That you're undeserving of love, because they're trying to discipline you and they don't know how to do it well. So, when you first tell yourself, I deserve love, you're going to have these memories pop up in your mind. And it's important for you to use the Ho'oponopono method of realizing that this happened. And you're going to forgive them for rejecting you. You're going to forgive yourself for feeling like you were hurt. Please watch the other video if you don't know what I'm talking about. There's a few steps to it, but I deserve love is the truth. And part of you is denying that love, and it's reflecting out on other people. So you might feel rejected, but it's because you already don't like yourself that much. So that's part one. The second part is I love who I am. Now, again, not many of you can say that. I want you to say it because you don't say affirmations of how you want things to be. You say affirmations of how things are going to be. You say it now. Actions in the present create the future. So I love who I am. I did this practice with somebody the other day, and they couldn't even say it. They said, I'm beginning to love who I am. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. But I love who I am, because you might not love it today, but you're going to love who you are starting today. And what that does is it puts into action. It's a catalyst of change. Things that you don't like about yourself are going to surface because you deserve love. That reflects your own love to yourself as well as your reflection of yourself from other people. And I love who I am because your ego is this mind in this body, but it's also really great to a lot of people. You're more than just super consciousness. If you were just consciousness, you wouldn't need a body. You actually have a purpose here on this earth, and you are who you are for a very important reason. You may reach people that others don't. So you need to learn to love who you are. And yes, you can improve it, but you need to accept and appreciate your special gift. You are... I watched another video that I read across. I watched another video that I came across that was talking about art and how you are a unique piece of art. And art is not flawed. Everyone can perceive it differently. So you are a piece of art, and people love you for who you are. So trying to take away all the artistic and just be something else, I don't know if that's the right way of saying it. So let's just leave it like it is. I love who I am. That's the second part. The next part is I belong here. A lot of us want to be elsewhere, another place, another time, another situation. But you are exactly where you're supposed to be at the exact right time to learn what you need to learn to be who you are. So I belong here. And maybe you're talking about your soul in this body. Maybe you're talking about your body in this work or at home or whatever. But this is an important part of the affirmation. I belong here, because you do. And the ego, once again, is not all bad. It's necessary. It's a beautiful part of the process. Without the ego, you would never suffer. And without suffering, you would never learn. And without learning, you would never be on this journey. So I belong here. Now, once you get through those first 3 statements, the last one is important. My love satisfies all of my needs and desires. You may or may not have read this, but all of our physical desires, emotional desires that we yearn to get from other people, other things, they are from a feeling of lack internally, in the heart, okay? So again, we're saying it as if it is current. My love satisfies all of my needs and desires. We say it right now because keep saying it and it will satisfy all your needs and desires. So basically, this is my personal recommendation to get through this heart, granthi? I need to look at the Sanskrit again. I don't like mispronouncing it. But it's an energetic knot, one of the hardest knots to get through, because everything I just told you is going to be difficult for you to accept, difficult for you to say, and if you can't do either one, then you're not quite at that point, and that's okay. It's humbling to realize that you're not ready for something. That happened to me reading a lot of different things, and it took me time to read them again and say, oh, okay, another lesson, right? So if you don't like this video, then that's okay. But if you are where I am, and you're beyond the fear and you're beyond the self-limiting beliefs, then you're